show you how to make this cute scarecrow wreath. This is made on a 10-inch pencil wreath. The overall wreath finished out about 22 inches in width, but this head is a little bit smaller than some of the other scarecrow heads we used, so that's why we chose the 10-inch. It's a basic ruffle technique and ribbon strip, so it's very easy to do. The supplies all came from Trendy, and the supply list will be posted at the beginning and the end of the video. There's also a written tutorial on the Trendy blog, so just go to the website and you can see the video and the written description. Let's get started. This is a chocolate 10-inch pencil wreath. The 10-inch wreaths measure 10 inches across the metal rings, and then with the addition of the twist and then the addition of your materials, you'll wind up with a wreath that's about 20 inches or larger in width. We're going to make this wreath using the basic ruffle technique, and I've chosen a yellow gold two-tone type mesh. The combination of the gold really gives it a deep, rich yellow, and we're going to do the ruffle technique, which means we're going to cut our mesh into 10-inch lengths. My roll of mesh was 10 inches in width and 10 yards in length, so cutting my strips 10 inches, I should be able to get 36 ruffles off of a roll, and we have 12 twists on this 10-inch pencil wreath, so we should be able to put 3 layers of ruffles in each twist. You can see that the poly mesh has just a natural curl about it, so I'm going to lay it down to where it's curled up like that, and then spread it out, and I'm going to gather right up through the center and make a ruffle. Pinch it in the center. Now this way you've got selvage on each side, and then you're gathered up through your cut edge, and you just open up one of the twists. I'm going to start on the outer ring, open up a twist, lay the ruffle down, and just close it with just 1 or 2 twists right now, because we're going to add in 3 layers. Now, you can put 3 ruffles in at a time, or you can go around it 3 times, by adding a layer each time. I'm going to put in 3 ruffles at a time. And now the way I'm going to do that is just use a little clip to hold my ruffles. So I just need 2 ruffles because I already have 1 right there. Okay, and we're just going to work all the way around the outer ring, and then we'll do the inner ring. There's our wreath after we've added 3 layers of yellow ruffles. Now on this particular roll of mesh, I was only able to cut 35 ruffles, so a shorter ruffle, but obviously, you can't tell it. Most of the time you'll have enough to cut 36, so it may be 35, 36, or even 37 sometimes. Okay, now the scarecrow legs that we want to use are denim blue, so I want to add in some blue color. So I'm going to use this jute. It's a combination mesh. This is brand new for this year. It's denim color. It's actually got a couple of shades of blue and ivory, but it has a poly base, and then the jute threads are, of course, dyed jute. So it makes it nice. You get the waterproof qualities of the poly, but you get the more natural look of the burlap. So I'm going to cut some ruffles. I might do curls, but anyway, I'm going to cut them 10 inches in length. And since I have 12 twists, I'm just going to start out with 6 pieces of blue, and we'll put it in every other twist and see how that looks. Okay, so to make our ruffle, we do the same way as the yellow. Just lay it down where it kind of naturally curls up like that. We have our selvage edge on each side, and we're going to scrunch up through the center, starting with the cut edge. Just gather that up, hold it pinched in the center, and then we're going to open up a twist. It's very important that you open up your twist. Make sure your yellow stays in place, but open up a twist and lay that blue ruffle down right on top of the yellow. And we're still just going to secure it with a couple of twists because we're going to add in some ribbons. Now you'll have some fraying. That happens with any mesh product, whether it be poly burlap, paper mesh. It's going to fray. The only thing that I've ever found that helps is to make as few cuts in it as possible and handle as little as possible. And then at the end, you're just going to have to clip some strings. But we're going to go around that and put a blue ruffle in every other twist. I added the 6 pieces of blue, but I think it looks a little uneven. Putting a ruffle in every other wreath didn't work out because of the number of twists. So I cut 6 more pieces, and I'm just going to go back and add a blue ruffle into each twist. There's our wreath after we've gone back and added a blue ruffle in each twist. You know, these 10-inch wreaths make great centerpieces. I mean, this ruffle technique just fills the center up completely. You can kind of push those ruffles out from the back side to open up that center a little bit. But this would make a great, if you want to just put it on your table and put a glass, a hurricane, and put a candle in it. Add in, you know, something, ribbons or some fall vegetables or something, and make a great centerpiece. Next, we're going to add some ribbon strips. There's my Scarecrow legs. They're made out of blue denim, so see, that's going to look great together. And this is my Scarecrow head. You may have seen some of the other Scarecrow wreaths that we've done. This head is a little bit smaller, and that's why I chose the 10-inch wreath to use with it. I have 3 different ribbons picked out. You can use any assortment of ribbons, but I've chosen this moss green and this striped, kind of a pumpkin spice color. And then I also have this candy corn. Each one of these ribbons is just 1.5 inches, and I think that size works good on the 10-inch wreath, but you can use 2.5 or 1.5, just any combination of ribbons. Now I'm going to cut my ribbon strips 12 inches in length. This is a wire edge ribbon. We always use wire edge ribbon because it's just so much easier to work with. But I'm gonna finish off the edges of the ends of the ribbon with a chevron cut. So I'm gonna take that piece of ribbon, fold it in half, and then fold it again lengthwise. And then I'm gonna cut along the folded edge. Just make a little right angle cut. And then you have both ends of your ribbon chevron at the same time. So I have 12 twists, so I'm going to cut 12 pieces of each ribbon. So I have 12 strips cut out of each ribbon, and I'm going to add a cluster of ribbon strips into each twist. So I'm just going to pick them up, pinch in the center, and just layer the ribbons so they're kind of going in different directions. Something like that. And then open up a twist. And you're going to lay this right down on top of that last ruffle, which was the blue. Now this time, this is our last layer, so I'm going to secure the twist this time 3 or 4 times. And make sure your ribbons are facing right side up. Of course, just fluff out your ribbons. Spread them out. And that's the way it'll look, and we're going to go all the way around and put a cluster of ribbon in each twist. And we've added a cluster of ribbons into each twist. Now, the next thing that we need to do, I love the way the ribbons make it look. It just gives the wreath a whole new look based on your choices of ribbons. And that's what's so neat about this kind of project, because you can use scrap ribbons that you've had left over. Just, you know, pick out some autumn colors, and just start adding ribbon strips and add as many or as few as you like. Now, next we're going to add the head. This head is weighted. It's made to be like a tabletop decoration, so it's probably filled with some sort of sand or something. So we don't want to poke any holes, into that whatever's holding that. The upper portion feels like polyfoam. So we should be able to run a zip tie through this burlap in the back. I may try running one from the bottom. I would like the head to kind of sit sort of on top of this wreath. And to do that, you just pick out your place where you're going to set it and just kind of part the ruffles back and get the head to where you can fit it right down onto the work wreath frame. You want to secure it there. So I think that's where we're going to try. So I just pinched that fabric up a little bit and threaded this zip tie through the bottom. I want to be sure that I don't puncture that, whatever it is that's got the weighted material in there. Now this is a little, I could have used a larger zip tie. I think that'll be okay though. All right, so we're going to part our ruffles back, and we're going to, now the head is going to flop forward or backward, I'm sure, but once it's hanging on the door, it will, it'll be in position. So we're going to try attaching it with this zip tie right now. Now I'm not going to set it right on top of that top ring. I'm going to kind of position it, about halfway down. So I'll probably secure the zip tie to the middle ring. I used 2 zip ties, one on kind of the lower back of the head and one on the bottom, and secured both zip ties to the work wreath frame. Now next we need to do our legs. I attached the Scarecrow legs by going through the front. They have like a cloth band on them, and then you can take wire or zip ties or clips and attach that to the work wreath frame. The legs are wired, so you can position them any way you want to. And on the head, you may have to get the head to be exactly in the position that you want it. After you've secured it to the work wreath frame, you can always manipulate it some more with with zip ties or chenille stems or something like that. Thanks for watching. Give us a like if you like the video, and be sure to subscribe to our channel so you won't miss any of our next videos coming out. All these supplies came from Trendy. There will be a supply list posted at the beginning and the end of the video, and we'll also have a written blog that you can see on the Trendy website, and it will have the supply list listed there also. Now, invariably, after we post a video, we'll probably run out of something, but right now we've got several of the Scarecrow heads in stock and the Scarecrow legs, and you can make it out of most any color. You can make it out of most any color mesh, and your ribbon choices are just vast. You can just use all kinds of ribbon.